Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I love to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to Elder Tahar and the rest of the elders that are fervently pushing this truth. And as always, peace and blessings unto the elect. All right, so I want to do this lesson on the video that Canadian Prepper did. Warning, my most important video, the stores will be empty. And basically, he's touching on, the effects of a war, if a war break out with America and China involving Taiwan, which we know that war is imminent. And basically, he's just going through how it's going to affect America and the people that live in America. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video, and I'm going to jump around.
Many months, because today Hi folks, Canadian Prepper here. My friends, I just made this video and I lost 30 minutes of my life because the audio didn't work, so we're going to do it again. It's that important. This is probably the most important video that I would say I've made in many, many months, because today we're going to talk about the consequences of what will happen if a war breaks out in the Taiwan Strait. Now, I should say that we released a short video earlier today that claimed to show Pelosi's plane being escorted by a variety of military planes. This video cannot be authenticated, so we took it down within 30 minutes. Let's forget about that. Water under the bridge, because we got bigger fish to fry. Now, as you can see here, this number right here, 3.37 trillion, okay? You need to remember that number, because that's the amount of trade that passes through the Strait of Taiwan every year. Okay, we're talking about all sorts of consumer products. We're talking about energy, oil. We're talking about a lot of military activity throughout here. All of this either comes to a standstill or needs to be rerouted in a way which is going to be incredibly costly if a war breaks out between China and Taiwan. Now, the big elephant in the room that absolutely nobody is talking about with this whole war is what is going to happen, number one, to all of the stuff that's manufactured in Taiwan, and also what is going to happen with China-U.S. trade relations. Right now, you have a lot of war hawks pushing for a war with the Chinese. You even have some people in this community saying, yeah, go get them, Pelosi, get those communists. But you need to think about something, okay? If we go to war with China, people just think, we'll throw some sanctions on them and, they'll just give in and everything will be all right. Do you really think that's going to happen this day and age, especially after what they've seen happen in Russia, where the Russians didn't back down, and look what's going on there? Do you really think that the Chinese can afford to back down at this point in time, knowing that they have their own current housing crisis? There are protests all throughout China right now, and
which, by the way, Pelosi, the brother Shumgar had told me, Pelosi, she had went a whole different route than what she originally was. So she basically backdoored her way into Taiwan, which was a smart move, smart move. So now I'm gonna go ahead and skip to about right here.
You need to understand this. Every single thing comes from Taiwan. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sorry, used to come from Taiwan back in the 80s. Now it comes from China. Okay, anything with a chip comes from Taiwan. You can pretty much forget it.
Right, and that's why America wants to go over there and basically have peace with Taiwan. That's the whole center of attention, because Taiwan manufacture these conductor chips, which these conductor chips are in everything that we have over here in America.
About that, we're not just talking about PlayStation 5s and, fancy TVs like this one here. We are talking about vehicles. We're talking about equipment, hardware that is required to maintain critical infrastructure. Okay, when that stuff starts to degrade and break down, which it always does, How do you think we're going to fix those things if we don't have the manufacturing facilities to build them? Some people will just say, well, we'll just build the chips here, you know? Yeah, sure. Maybe 10 years from now, when we catch up to the Taiwanese capability, because they're the most advanced chip manufacturers in the world. They make the smallest, most refined, sophisticated chips that are used in everything from electronics to military equipment. Without them, that's why they're so important. That's why Pelosi's going there. That's the only reason why the U.S. gives two craps about the TSMC. Also, they, probably want it for like strategic reasons within that region, but that is the reason why, okay? 99 out of 100 questions are answered with money, and that is the reason why. Everything at Walmart, everything at Costco, everything at every box store, most of the textiles that you wear, probably this hat, this microphone, this screen, this computer, this phone, this everything, okay? It all comes from China. Packaging and shipping supplies to ship our food to various places. The chips that go into our trucks all come from China. Everything. This is all going to grind to a halt when you start a sanctions war and you start potentially embargoing China, and those ships with all the containers full of goodies stop coming to the Vancouver, Seattle, and LA ports. That's when the whole thing just collapses. And just watch the madness ensue in our society. Watch everything skyrocket in price. The days of cheap crap will be over, and you will be paying 10 times the amount for a TV like this. The days of...
Right, so real quick, what he said is right out of the scripture, so let me go ahead and read it real quick. All right, so y'all hear the trickle-down effect on how this can affect the American society. And like what the brother Tamayam, and I was just watching his live camp, y'all go subscribe to the brother, True Jew 144. He was just bringing out how these first world goodies, right? These first world goodies are about to be taken away, right? All because of these different wars that are happening. So the goods that the American people are accustomed to, our privileges, are these first world privileges, they're about to be taken away. The Heavenly Father is about to do away with those things, right? This is 2 Ezra 16 and 21. It says, behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. That's right. Sword, famine, and great confusion. So all the stuff that has been cheap in America, man, the prices on those stuff are about to skyrocket. Because if a war breaks out, and all those things are going to be on halt. Just like he said, everything is going to be concentrated on war. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get that. And that's all biblical prophecy. Let me go ahead and get that. This is Joel chapter 3 and verse, I'm going to skip to the point here. Joel chapter 3, well, I'm going to just start verse 9. Joel 3 and 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. That's right. And all the mighty men, right? Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, the Iranian king or leader, Kim Jong-un, right? They're all waking up. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Watch this. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. And what does that mean? Don't worry about agriculture, right? Don't worry about food. Don't worry about any of those things. Worry about war. Beat your plowshares into swords. Yeah, so put all your agriculture tools down, right, and pick up nuclear weapons. That's all you need to worry about. Worry about these nuclear weapons. Worry about this war, right? And your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. And that's what's happening right now, right? These different nations, you think they're worried about their society? That's really on the back burner, right? That's currently on halt. They're worried about this war, right? Because they know deep within themselves, right, that war is about to break out. Second Ezra 16 and 21 again says, "Behold, victuals shall be good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case." That's right. These people are thinking themselves to be in good case. Right. I had just seen a comment. I forgot where I seen a comment at, and a person basically said, "Oh well, I just paid $3 and some change for gas. It looked like the gas price is going down." That they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. That's right, sword, famine, and great confusion, as what the guy Canadian Prepper said. All right, World War III is going to break out, right? Famine, right? There's going to be a shortage on a lot of things, and when there's a shortage on things, guess what? They're going to start jacking the prices up, because that's going to be hot commodity. That's going to be hot commodity. Anything that's rare, the prices on those things are going to escalate, right? Just like when them PS5s came out, man, the PS5s and the Xbox Ones, it was so rare, man. Walmart, GameStop, they were selling them for like $1,000. You go on eBay, they selling it for a whole lot of money. Why? Because it was a high commodity. It was in high demand. Anything that's in high demand, anything that's popular, man, the price is going to be jacked up on those things. And these people are going to be confused. Are they going to be in a daze? They're like, what the fuck? Like, could have sworn everything was just going good. The gas price is going down. Yeah, these people are going to be in a daze, man. And it's beautiful. So let's keep going in this.
$100 TV sets. The days when it's cheaper to buy a TV set than it is to buy a day's worth of food will be over, my friends. For some people that might be a good thing, but the problem with the food is that all the food is packaged in packaging that comes from China. The dyes, the rare earth metals, okay, the chemicals that are used on some of our crops for agriculture, energy, to and from a variety of places within the South China Sea. Okay, let me see if I got another map here. I think I do got another map. We got a live UA map, which is very similar to the one coming out of Ukraine. And sorry guys, I'm just a little amped up right now because this is absolute insanity. I really don't understand what the motivation is. Is this just, I mean, there's a few. Let's think about this. There's the military-industrial complex motivation. We get to do a land lease deal with Taiwan, and, you know, Taiwan gets to go into perpetual debt to buy more weapons to defend themselves against the Chinese, and then the military warhawks get richer and richer and richer. That's one, okay? There's this other thing about, you know, trying to kick that can down the road of the BRICS, reserve currency between Russia and the Chinese to try to buy more time so that the US dollar doesn't collapse and the whole house of cards doesn't collapse, the $30 trillion in debt that we still have to pay. There's that too, right? There's also the fact that maybe the Dems are just trying to find a way to stay in office, and the best way to do that, of course, is to have a war. Not just, you know, a proxy war, but a real war. There's many, many motivations. Maybe, like I've heard a friend say, maybe they're just trying to sacrifice Pelosi. You know, maybe it's just her. You know, maybe she is just doing this because she wants to make some kind of legacy or name for herself because she's on the way out. Whatever.
Yeah. All right. So that's really it. You know, if y'all want to, I mean, it's more, but I just want to hit the precepts because I know how, you know, our people attention span is not really all that great. So if y'all really want to tune in to what he's saying, go on Canadian Prepper. All right, don't be, like I said in the last lesson, don't be lazy. All right, if you really want to know what's going on, which, you know, I just showed y'all a great detail of what's really going on. So if y'all want to watch more of it, because there's more. There's a lot more juicy things, juicy stuff that he said. Go on Canadian Prepper, and you can watch it. All right, so this is 2 Ezra 6 and verse 22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." That's right. And what is going to come with that is a great deal of chaos. All right, there's going to be home invasions, right? There's going to be robberies and a lot of crime. That's what happens when a society is lacking resources, right? It's going to be an influx of crime. The love of many is going to wax colder and colder in those days. And it's coming, right? It's coming. Just try to order, some basic groceries earlier, and the Instacart shopper, basically only found one of like 9 items that I asked for. I wanted some egg whites and amongst other things. And man, couldn't even get some egg whites. So we see that, man, there's really a shortage on stuff. All right, it's this one brother. He actually works at Walmart, and he be telling me like, man, it be a shortage on things, and he works at Walmart, so he sees for himself. See that the brother Shumgar, he be wanting to get some chicken thighs. Man, it's barely any chicken thighs. You got to go up and down just to find some chicken thighs. So there is a shortage. Now it may not be full blown, but it's getting there. The storehouses are suddenly about to be found empty. Especially if this proxy war breaks out. Especially if America want to sanction China, and then China's going to retaliate. China ain't going to go for that. All right, because the days of America bullying these other nations is over. It's over. So now let's go ahead and get in Revelation, the 18th chapter, verse 11. Ultimately, all this stuff is going to happen when America gets nuked. All right, it's Revelation 18:11, and the merchants of the earth dealing with these different tradesmen, right? And the top merchant that deals with America, that trades with America, is China. Now, it was originally Canada, right? But now the number one a nation that actually trades with America is China. It says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buy their merchandise anymore. Why? Because America is going to be gone. America is going to be desolate, right? It says the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones. Hey, and he said it, different precious metals, and of pearls and fine linen, purple, silk, scarlet, and all thine wood, and all manner of vessels of ivory, and all manner of vessels of most precious wood, and of brass, and iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee. That's right. Ain't going to be shit over here. Why? Because this place is going to be destroyed. And all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. That's right. And really, it's starting right now. All right, when this war break out, because like he said, all things are going to be on halt. And if stuff does come over here, it's not going to be a lot, and they're going to have to jack the prices, right? But like I said, ultimately, this is going to be fulfilled when America gets destroyed. Verse 15. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of a torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. And why are they going to be weeping and wailing? Because they're not going to be able to profit off of Americans anymore. Because Americans are the biggest consumers in the world. This is a consuming a country. This is a consuming nation. So they're going to have to find some other place to take advantage of and get rich, right? Which they're not, because we're going to be coming up in the power seat after Esau goes down, between the 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. All right. So that's what's going on. Expect a bunch of miseries to continue to pursue in America, pursuing the 2nd Ezra 8 and verse 50. Just go ahead and check what's going on the comment board. If it doesn't get made or manufactured on this continent, you're probably not going to have access to it soon. Taiwan produces 50% of all high-tech chips, and that will be shut down if there's a war. Collapsing supply chains overnight. Get food production and sufficiency shorter in your community while you still have your chances. See, these people see. These people see. So look at this: 85% of goods consumed by U.S. consumers are produced in China. Also, most products produced in the U.S. are made with supplies and components from China that are not produced anywhere else. People in the U.S. have no idea what is coming. Stores will become empty. That's right. Hey, beautiful. Hey, beautiful. Hey, we living in some turbulent time. Hey, but it's beautiful for us. All right. This shit is over with. We about to go home. All right. So Yahweh Tazah, your few brothers and sisters were edified. Till next time, I say Shalom.